Hey, loves. First and foremost, you already know the vibes. If nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You gonna continue to achieve anything you set out to do. Also, I do want to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest behind, all right? So only take what applies and leave the rest behind. So, chosen ones, let's talk, right? I want you to realize that life is all about your perspective. Now, as simple as that seems, let me tell you how we tend to neglect it, right? So, for so long, you may have felt like you was unfavored. You may have felt like you wasn't cool. You may have felt like, again, the world was against you. When you ain't even realize certain things that was happening on behalf of you. That it wasn't the world hating you. It was God showing you how much he honored you, how much he loved you, how much he believed in you. See, we gonna talk, right? You have to realize that a lot of the times you've allowed certain situations that people put you in to have an influence on you. So you started living like those projections in a sense. So you could have had a parent who stepped away from you. You could have had a parent who neglected you. You could have had certain abandonment issues and you felt like other individuals was going to do that too. Not even realizing that God had you away from these individuals because if they was around you, they karma, consequences, and toxic ass cycles, that's some things that you would have been bound to. See, had that mother stayed around you, she would have continued to down you. She would have showed you how it was to accept certain individuals that was going to try to hurt you, abuse you, use you, so on and so forth. You understand me? So therefore, you have to realize that you coming up with your head, woulda, coulda, shouldas, if they would have remained there. But you always act like it was going to be golden had they stayed around. Not even realizing energetically, mentally, physically, they could have tore you down. Everything was happening for a reason. Because even when you look back at them now, some of them could not even be breathing. Some of them could be grieving. Some of them could be going through certain karmic cycles still. You understand? And that's what you would have had to deal with had they been around you. So you didn't even realize that God intentionally had them removed, because you have to realize that your parents is not always parental figures for you. That sometimes you have to realize that your family's not always who you come from, but it's often who you're led to. So you out here create an illusion in your head like those individuals being around would have saved you when really it could have suppressed you. Really it could have depressed you. You understand? But you worrying about why the devil neglected you. That you gonna have to see things clearly, chosen ones. You understand me? You have to realize, chosen ones, that everything happens for a reason. But in that time period, based upon your experience, you may not have always been able to see it. You coming up with this great story in your head. What would have happened if they were still there? Not even realizing if they were still here, you may not have been. You understand? You are a survivor. You're not no victim. You are highly favored. You one of God's favorites. So for you to feel like you are not, that's an illusion, and that's going to have to stop. You understand me? See, I want you to realize when the devil doesn't accept you, that's not meaning God's neglecting you. That means that God's protecting you, because it had those demonic entities or energies accepted you, they would have been able to hurt you too. You understand? And you would have been bound to those same karma and consequences that they currently going through. So stop looking at everything one way. You have to realize sometimes your mental could be swayed by projections. So you have to protect your energy. You have to realize that God was helping you the whole time, whereas you thought that he thought that you was his enemy. Nah, it was all happening for a reason. You hear me? There's certain partners that cut you off. You understand? Left you. Made you feel like you was just used. Not even realizing that they was being used too. See, they thought they was using you based upon something sexually, financially, so on and so forth that you could produce, not even realizing that God was using them in order to reveal your truth. See, he wanted you to see what it was so you can stop accepting what it ain't. You was looking at it through rose glasses, somebody else's prescription, so you wasn't truly seeing straight. You had to realize that, again, other individuals cross your path too, for a reason. And a lot of the times it's not what it always appears to be. God had them cross paths with you just to see what they was going to do. Because half of these individuals, before they crossed paths with you, they was praying to God to have somebody like you be produced. There's certain parents that was partnered up with people who truly didn't love them, used them, abused them, and they was praying for God for love to come in, not even realizing that they gave birth to love in a sense. God had them have you, which was somebody who was going to love them unconditionally, but they chose not to accept you. They chose to sit there and neglect you. They chose to just sit there and have you set to the side, not even realizing you was the answer to their prayers the whole time. You gonna have to see things clearly, chosen ones. Not everything is what it appears to be. But you have to take off those prescription glasses so that you can truly see. You understand me? You've been protected the whole time. Think about certain relationships that you was in. Abusive relationships. Other individuals that were victim to it may not have always been able to get through that. There's certain people that, again, was a victim of the situation that they was in. They lost their life, whereas you was able to get through it. You still here. So if that don't show you how strong and solid you are, if that don't show you that divine is within you, if that don't tell you what you can do based upon what you went through, I don't know what to tell you, chosen ones. You heard me. There's other people that was praying for another day, and that day never came. Whereas you may have went through certain similar situations and cycles, but you still are here. You got another opportunity. You got another chance at life. So stop looking at things just because it doesn't appear at that time to be going right. That shit is divinely aligned. It's happening for a reason. And I promise you it's a lesson. And it's not always a lesson to you. Sometimes it's a lesson to these individuals who chose to do certain things towards you. Because again, even partners who was neglected when they was little, wasn't protected when they was little. Here they have you, somebody who prays for them daily, somebody who really tries to show them that they can plant that seed and they can harvest their own fruit. You spoke life into these people. You gave love to these people. You understand me? But they may not have always been willing to accept it. You got to realize that, again, at that time, it was a test. They truly was being tested, but you was looking at it from a negative. You was looking at it from a negative point of view. All you had to do was wait for that film to be developed, and you would see the truth. Chosen ones, you always been that. But again, it's been projections that have been placed on you to make you feel like you was in lack. That's not true. Don't allow these individuals to target you. Don't allow these individuals to have you doubt you. Don't you allow these individuals to make it seem like it's okay for what they put you through. You understand me? That's not the case. You better be right by you. You hear me? You got to realize that there's a bigger picture to this. You got to realize that, again, God is intentionally having certain things happen, but it's happening for you while it's happening to them. Y'all is not the same. I need you to see that. So take off those prescriptions, because those glasses don't belong to your ass. Take off those illusions so you can stop being confused. Stop allowing individuals to truly mistreat you because you out here trying to help them when you really could be helping build up you. Invest in you first. You're the investment. You understand me? Continue to be great, babies. Remember, if you need me, you know how to reach